Now there's 17 international rugby tests across this weekend alone, and I know what you're thinking, that you're only worried about your team and supporting them, but imagine if we all got behind one or two more teams, how that would help the great game of rugby grow across the world. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to give you my predictions for those 17 games this weekend and see if you'll come along for the ride. Let's get into it. G'day everyone, welcome to Inside Rugby with Mark. Now if you haven't been here before, my name is Mark. I'm a retired Kiwi bloke. I'm a huge rugby fan and I live here in Cancun in Mexico. Now one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel just over a year ago was to try and play a very small role in helping the great game of rugby grow across the world. That irritates some people on this channel because they just want to talk about their favourite rugby team. But if I share my passion for the great game, as I'm already seeing on this channel, then maybe one or two new people will come along and get involved in the sport, and that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve. So this weekend there's 17 amazing test matches happening across the world, and outside of those top tier rugby teams that we all love watching, there's going to be some very passionate, very exciting games taking place. So I'm going to give you my predictions for all of those 17 games, and then maybe on Monday we'll have a look and see how many I got right, if any. Now it all kicks off in a few hours, and it's going to be the game between Ireland and Argentina. That's going to be played at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. I think Ireland's going to win this one. I'm giving them the nod. I think they will bounce back from their disappointing game against the All Blacks last weekend. I think it'll be close though, and if Argentina can hang in there in the second half, who knows, they might be able to pull off an upset. But I'm putting Ireland down for this one. And then tomorrow we get stuck into a whole lot of games, so let's go through the list and I'll give you my winners. First of all, we're going to see Japan against Uruguay. I'm picking Japan to win that one. They'll have too much power out wide for the Uruguay team, so Japan will run in too many tries and also be too consistent in the forwards. Spain against Fiji, I see Fiji winning that one comfortably, but Spain won't be embarrassed in this game, that's for sure. Next one up, Poland versus Lithuania. Poland are going to win that one. They've been playing some good rugby of late, so watch out for them to take down Lithuania. And then we've got Scotland and Portugal at Murrayfield. That's going to be an entertaining game, but I'm going to have to go with Scotland on this occasion after their good performance against the Springboks last weekend. Now the next couple of games are pretty interesting because all the teams are pretty close on the world rankings at the moment, and the first one up is Romania against Canada. I'm going to go with Romania on this. I think they showed enough at last year's Rugby World Cup. They were good and they've been playing well again this year, so expect Romania to win that one. Then the USA and Tonga, and again the USA is ahead of Tonga at the moment on the world rankings, and I think they'll be too good in this game for the Tonga team. And then we're going on to the big ones tomorrow. We've got England versus South Africa. Well, I'm giving that one to South Africa. And we've got France against the All Blacks. The All Blacks for me are going to be too good for France, and they're going to run away with it at the Stade de France in Paris tomorrow. Then we've got a bunch of games that are very interesting from teams that you've probably never even watched, but you should because they're entertaining to say the least. The next game up is going to be South Korea versus Zimbabwe. I'm giving this one to Zimbabwe. I think they've got too much in terms of depth in this team, and they've been playing some very good rugby. If you watch out some of the highlights on YouTube, you'll see some good tries being scored by the Zimbabwe team. Then the next game up is Hong Kong and Brazil. That's got to be Hong Kong for me. They're ahead of Brazil on the world rankings. They play some good rugby, obviously also at the sevens level, but they're good at the 15 game, and they'll give Brazil a tough game indeed in this one. Hong Kong to win that one. And then we're going to see the United Arab Emirates up against Germany. Watch out for Germany. They're ranked 32 in the world at the moment. They're going to be playing off in the next couple of months to see if they make it to the Rugby World Cup in Australia in 2027. And I'm hoping they get there because I think German rugby is really on the growth at the moment. They've got 137 clubs across Germany with over 17,000 players playing the great game of rugby. So I'm backing Germany to beat the UAE in that one. And then the next two are going to be really tight games as well. The first one's going to be between Croatia and Sweden. I'm giving that one to Sweden. I think they've got too much in the way of talent in their backline, Sweden, for Croatia to have a chance in that game. And then the next one is Uganda and Kenya. Very, very close one, this one. They're very close on the world rankings to each other. I think Kenya is going to be too good for Uganda on this occasion, but Uganda's really growing in terms of their stature of the team. They've got some good new coaches coming in as well. So expect Kenya just to tip Uganda. I think that could be one of the closest games of the weekend. Now, next one up is Netherlands versus Chile, and we know that there's a few viewers from Chile on my channel, so good luck to you this weekend. I'm backing your team. I think you're going to be too good for the Netherlands, and could be a handsome win, that one, so watch out for Chile. And then Italy versus Georgia. This is going to be a really exciting game, isn't it? But I think Italy are going to have too much for Georgia. Georgia, of course, a lot of people's favourites from last year's Rugby World Cup. They play good rugby, they play good hard rugby, but Italy's got a lot of flair, and I think after that loss against Argentina last weekend, then Italy are going to come out firing on all fours this weekend. So watch for Italy to take down Georgia in that game, which I think will be an entertaining game. Then the last game of the 17 international test matches to be played this weekend will be Wales versus Australia. I'm picking the Wallabies to wallop Wales this weekend, and that will conclude the beautiful round of 17 international test matches. Now, if you want to give it a go in the comments to predict all those. I'll come back on Monday or Tuesday next week and give you the verdict on how many of those I got right. And we'll see how much I know about rugby across the world. Now, if you're watching my video and you are the supporter of one or more of those teams, let me know in the comments, what do you think is going to happen with your team this weekend? I would love to hear from you, and give me a score prediction as well if you're bold enough to do that, and I'll check back in with you on Monday to see how you went. Now, if you're not familiar with some of those smaller teams, check out the highlights of some of those games. They will be entertaining to watch. And after you watched your main staple diet of big team rugby this weekend, make sure you give the smaller nations some of your valuable time, because they deserve it, and we want to grow this great game across the world. Okay, there we go. That's my prediction video for this weekend. 17 amazing games of rugby happening across the world as far as internationals go. And I'll see you all again very soon in the next video. If you want to stick around and be part of the Inside Rugby global community we're growing here, please hit the subscribe button, give this video a like and a thumbs up as well, and put your comments down below what you think about the growth of rugby across the world. I think it's really, really exciting. See you all again soon from beautiful Cancun in Mexico. Until then, stay well, stay safe everybody, and keep enjoying your rugby. Good luck this weekend. Ciao for now.